The information in this broadcast is for professional purposes only and is not intended to include or constitute personal mental health advice. You should obtain independent advice via your psychotherapist, GP, or counsellor should you be seeking therapy for personal matters. For more information, please visit psychwebinars.com.
Thanks, Stephen.
Do this one?
Yep, thank you. So back in the 50s, just when Carl Rogers was really getting some amazing success with his humanistic model of therapy, Eugene Gendlin and Carl Rogers, working in Chicago, were trying to work out, look, why do some people succeed and other people's not succeed in therapy? We're doing all of this, unconditional positive regard, empathy, being genuine, and yet some clients succeed and really get something out of therapy, and others don't seem to be able to change things in their lives. And so they set about, with two researchers, Kurtner and Cartwright, to listen to hundreds, if not thousands, of hours of tapes to try and nail down what was going on. So if you move on to the next slide, we'll point to why are some clients unsuccessful. So what they found was that unsuccessful clients often talked about their issues in a very intellectual way. So they could point to, well, this is why something happened, I completely understand it. They had all the theory behind it. They were often quite psychologically informed, but nothing changed or shifted in their lives. Other clients would speak without any emotional depth. So you could hear them speak about a very difficult and painful experience, but it would be quite an objective or flat description. And you'd think, where's the feeling in that? So as a therapist, you might be going, they don't seem to be having any affective or feeling tone relating to this description. And the third group of clients that they noticed would really experience their emotions. They would cry and feel the anger and have all the feelings, either cathartically or in what we call abreaction, having a reaction to the story. But again, nothing changed, and they were curious, like, we've got this range from not really feeling to feeling, but their lives didn't change. The therapy wasn't making a difference. So in analyzing the tapes, if you go to the next slide, what they identified was that successful clients could be spotted in the first two sessions. They talked about their issues, so told their story, but frequently slowed down their talking, became more tentative and less fluent. They really were reaching inside themselves to sense for the right thing to say. There would be pauses, so the narrative would stop and start, and they would check for the just right word to describe their experience. They would also change the language to fit their experience. So they wouldn't just use a word like sad. They might say it was a deep, tearful sadness, or a surprisingly poignant sadness. So they really finessed the description. They would include their body in the description. So they would say, it was a sadness that really sat at the back of my heart. Or it was a surprise that made my stomach flip over and be all churned up. So when people gave these very unique descriptions and included their body, they would often get this like, oh, that's what it was, or that's all about that. They would experience a release of tension in their bodies. And this happened in the first two sessions, and these clients often went on to have very successful therapy. So those were the key things that came out of this research.